Hello and welcome back. In this episode of When in Vietnam, we look at a quieter connection, one shaped by everyday choices and a shared love for animals. As life in Vietnam cities continues to evolve, so does the way people care for the animals around them. From household pets to wildlife, a growing number of individuals are dedicating their time and energy to building safer, more thoughtful spaces for animals to live and thrive. In Hanoi, we meet the founder of one of the city's most popular dog parks, a place created not just for dogs to run freely, but for owners to better understand their companions. We also spend time with a pet trainer whose daily work focuses on strengthening the relationship between people and their animals. Beyond the city, the journey leads us to someone working quietly on the front lines of wildlife protection, a rescuer who has helped save numerous endangered animals across Vietnam, giving them a chance to return to life in safety. Their stories are different, but they share one choice in common. Each of them has chosen Vietnam as the place to stay, to give back, and to care not only for people, but for the animals that share this land with them. But first, let's meet our host.
Hi, my name is Daniel Monji. I've spent nearly half my life traveling around the world, doing all kinds of odd jobs to fuel my supposedly endless journey. And though I've only been living in Vietnam for a little over a year, I think this is where I'm going to settle my whole life. Through my eyes, I am going to show you why I decide Vietnam is my forever home. This is When in Vietnam.
In a fast growing city like Hanoi, daily life is constantly adapting, not only for people, but for their pets as well. As more families choose to share their homes with dogs, questions of space, responsibility, and understanding naturally emerge. Where can dogs run freely? How can owners better connect with their pets? And what does responsible pet care look like in a dense urban environment? For Pia Naval, these questions were not abstract. They were part of everyday life, and they would eventually lead to an idea that has quietly reshaped how many people in Hanoi care for their dogs.
Welcome back to When in Vietnam. As you can see around me, it looks like we are standing in a kindergarten of some sorts. But you are only partially right. This is not a kindergarten for humans, but it is for something else. Ooh, there we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Dogs, humans, best friends. And I'm currently standing in Bark Park, where dogs and the human owners seem to have a lot of fun in a safe environment. Today we'll be meeting the founder of Bark Park to find out more about what goes on with these little cute animals. Baba, would you like to go with me? Let's go.
I'm Pia Naval. I'm the founder of Bark Park. I've been living here for almost 7 years now.
Living in a city where sidewalks are crowded and green spaces are scarce, Pia began to imagine something different, a place designed specifically for dogs, but also for the people who care for them. That idea became Bark Park Hanoi, one of the city's first dedicated dog park and pet care community.
So it started around August last year because I have two dogs. And then I was like asking, where can I put my two dogs to play? You know, usually you have the park in Teho, we all have these parks, but they don't have like a dedicated space for dogs. So they don't have fences, and you still have to leash them. So I was thinking, why don't we put up a small area where they can, play on their own, meet other dog lovers without the fear of being run down by cars or motorbikes. And then the idea of Bark Park came in. For me, it's like a community of dog lovers. It's like a community hub where we meet, people bring their dogs, people share their stories of their dogs, their diet, or their quirks. And then it's been growing since.
But turning that idea into reality came with its own challenges, from finding an accessible location to ensuring the park could be properly maintained day after day.
So we have to find a really good place to do it. Because, if it's too far from us, if it's too far from the people, it would be too hard to access as well. That's why we chose Teho. And I think another challenge would be like to keep the park going, to keep the park running, because we have to clean it up always. We have to make sure that the plants are growing well as well, and that we're not inviting insects or some sort of that. So I think it's really the maintenance of the park. But so far, it's been really well. Like, people have been coming here, people have been bringing their dogs. You can see that they're really enjoying the area with their dogs, and then you're very happy already. You're very fulfilled as someone who founded the hub. Yeah.
More than just a fenced playground, Bark Park was built around a simple philosophy. Dogs need nature, stimulation, and social interaction to thrive, and owners need guidance, education, and support to better understand their pets.
When you look around all the daycares and the hotels around, you would see that they're just in like closed spaces. So I feel like the dogs need to be part of nature as well. They like to sniff, they like to smell, they like to touch grass. So lately we've done a dog walking workshop. We help people learn how to walk their dogs properly, especially now that it's summer. You need to be wary. You have to be aware of your walks. It could be very hot, it could be very tiring. We also did some workshops on dog behaviors. So it's very important because if you're an owner, sometimes you're clueless how to deal with your dog or your newly adopted dog. I think a lot of people gave good feedback about it. They learned a lot. And we also did some work, trainings, dog trainings, small dog trainings for specific dog breeds, and people loved it. So I feel like this workshop and trainings, they're really, really beneficial to everyone.
Through Bark Park, Pia is not only building a business, but contributing to a culture of care where animals are respected as living beings and communities grow through shared responsibility.
The expat community is very tight, it's very small, and you can tell that these people really love dogs. They really take care of dogs like family, not just like, pets. I think most of my expat friends too, we never coined or called our dogs pets. We call them our own. We call them our kids. We call them our babies. So to be part of that group, or actually to be able to help form that group even more, is an honor and a good responsibility for me.
Beyond caring for dogs with families, Pia believes true dog care also means looking after those without homes, a belief that has led her to support local shelters and extend help to dogs still waiting for a second chance.
When you talk about dog care, it needs to be tied up with something for a cause as well. Because, we all have our own dogs, we all have our own babies. But there's also a lot of other dogs who doesn't have home, right? So they're all in the shelters. They're all cramped in a very small space without families. So I felt like personally I needed to also be able to help shelters. For example, BB Shelter, Hanoi Pet Adoption. We were able to help them in many ways, like donating food, vet solutions, veterinary solutions. So the essence of dog care shouldn't just be with the dogs who have families. It should also be encompassing to all the dogs who don't have families yet. And it's very important to always keep them in mind and always try to help them if it's possible.
Hello, Pia.
Hi!
This is such a beautiful place for both pets and the human companions. Now that we know Vietnam is getting more friendlier towards pets in general, what is the adjective you would add as a pet owner?
Good question. I think I would pick promising. Promising is the word because it's promising for dog owners to have dogs in Vietnam. It's promising for industries like this to become booming in the next couple of years. It's very promising to have dog walkers, more dog carers in the future. And it's very promising because people in Vietnam are directing their passion to the four-legged animals.
Does it promise well-behaved pets as well?
And also that, because we also will do trainings, a lot of trainings in the future.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
One of my first jobs in Vietnam was working at a dog hotel. And let me tell you, sunbathing and chewing on dog toys is quite essential. There's a lot of cool job opportunities that seems to find its way in the pet world. All over Vietnam, you'll find pet cafes that work alongside dog shelters to find a loving home for pets that need them. On the other note, there is a new growing market that finds the liking for a lot of pet owners, and that is
Which one?
So I was just so captivated by how well trained these dogs are. And it's all thanks to the tirelessly work from our dog trainers. Standing next to me is Ali, who has spent years working in Vietnam as a professional dog trainer. He's here to tell me more about what that life is like. So Ali,
Yes, Daniel. Hi.
how did you get the calling to become a dog trainer?
Well, as a child, I was always fascinated by dogs. The sort of animals that have so much attention for the environment. They're so sharp, they're so social. I wanted to be with them. I wanted to be a veterinarian. Unfortunately, I wasn't really lucky to be a veterinarian. I came to Vietnam 8 years ago, and I saw there is a need for a professional pet specialist. And I have my own dogs, and I've been working with my dogs for so many years, and people were always really fascinated by the way I handle my dogs in public, so they will always come to me seeking advices, and just out of love for the animals and helping people, I just used to give those advice for free, and then people will come back to me telling me how awesome those advices were and how really perfectly work for their pets. And that sort of like feedback from people, random people on the road, was really positive for me, and also helped me to have more friends as an expat living in the new city. And I start to meet people at the shelters who also have pets, and they can ask me about like, what do I do in order to enhance my pet's life? And I always give those advice for free. And one day it just clicked to me, why can't I just take this as a career path?
Ali Nahila first came to Vietnam in 2017 as a tourist, waiting to experience the country. Through helping out and receiving advice on pet care, he found a job at a shelter in Ho Chi Minh City, where he started working as a dog walker. This experience deepened his love and understanding of animals, and over time, he decided to pursue a more serious career in pet care.
It's a really great way to get into the work life as a dog trainer in Vietnam.
Yes, it's an amazing place to start.
So tell me, what misconceptions is there in Vietnam about owning pets?
I remember me moving with my dog at the beginning. You read some sort of things online, it kind of really scares you at the beginning, as like that you have to really keep an eye on your pet, you have to really always look around for suspicious things that could happen that led to take your pets away. But I can guarantee everyone, after living so many years here, none of these statements are true. Vietnam is a really nice place. You can bring your dogs here. There are so many places to see with your dog. You can go hiking, you can walk your dogs anywhere. Obviously, in any place, there are some negativity toward anything, but when you come and you live here, you would notice that these statements are not.
And in terms of owning a pet, if someone wants to be a new pet owner, do you have any advice for them on what's the steps to take?
Yes, that's a great question. I would always say, do your research, read. If you have a neighbor who has a dog, help your neighbor with that dog. Go walk that dog, offer some help. And if you have any animal shelter nearby, if you just help the shelters with dogs, because in shelters you can see so many dogs, so many breed, purebred mix, and then you will have an idea what the responsibility that will come with a dog. But most importantly, you need to understand that dogs are animals and they are bred to do things for us. And you can't really have an animal in your life without really understanding their culture, behavior, background. So to be a successful pet owner, owning a dog, you must read, you must understand, you must seek information online before you take a huge step toward owning a dog with you.
And one more thing, is there anything you can show me that I can teach my fluffy companion at home that is not too dog trainer like?
There are great things about dogs that there are so many things in our life that motivate them to work. I would say first, look into what your dog likes. Some dogs like treats. Some dogs like certain types of treats. Some dogs like toys. So understanding the dog's chooses, we call them chooses, what the dog chooses the most. So once you understand what motivates your dog, then now you have something on your hand that you could deal with. Like I got some sausages here. I like always to work with the fresh treat because I find fresh treat gives the animal the speed of understanding the value of the treat. You know, if you work with a dehydrated piece of chicken, it will take them some time to sniff and then they get the flavor and what information in it. But when you have something really fresh and mushy like this, you will get the attention of the animal fast.
Ollie, hello? Can you sit? Sit down.
Just one hand. Nice.
There we go.
Good job. Bravo, Ollie. Nice. Now he's investigating the treat. We don't know. Bonbon, good. Vietnam have achieved my childhood dream. I would say the dream that I always had as a child, and I couldn't really put it in reality because of culture, family pressure. And I think there's big potential and massive future for the pet care industry in Vietnam. And I think if I am a Vietnamese and I have a child and I know my child is passionate about dogs, about pets, and you can push your child, persuade this dream, I would never hold my child back.
From working with pets in urban life, the journey now moves beyond the city to meet Harold Browning, a British animal welfare expert who has spent nearly a decade in Vietnam caring for rescued wild animals. From designing habitats to supporting rehabilitation efforts, his quiet, long-term commitment reflects a deep belief that protecting wildlife is also about protecting the future of the land he now calls home.
My name is Harold Browning. I'm an animal welfare advisor for Animals Asia. I have been living in Vietnam for 6 years, 1 month, 10 days, and 2 hours. I mostly specialise by working in government-run rescue centres, helping the Vietnamese government to improve their standards for rescue, housing, rehabilitation, and the release of animals back into the wild.
Growing up on his family farm in the English countryside, Harry developed a love for wildlife at a young age. His professional work with wildlife began in 2011 at Longleat Safari Park, England. In 2014, Harry joined Four Paws, working in Kosovo and several other countries. He was sent to Vietnam in 2015, where he and his colleagues founded Four Paws Viet, going on to design and build the Ninh Bình Bear Conservation Center and participate in rescuing and caring for 46 bears, victims of illegal bile extraction and body part trading. In 2018, Harry became an animal welfare advisor for Animals Asia and has been working full-time at the Hanoi Wildlife Rescue Center ever since.
My job is to introduce a concept, educate the staff member of the literature and the research behind what they're doing to understand the animals. So as the centres are getting better and the staff are then taking on the jobs that I was training them to do, I move more into design world. As you'll see in the centre behind me, a lot of the facilities were designed by me. So making dynamic branch layouts for gibbons so that the enclosure moves as they swing through it. It helps with the cognitive processes of gibbons and keeps them thinking all the time so they don't get bored and develop stress-related behaviours. So these government centres exist all the way down Vietnam. You have 18 of them in total, roughly. They all serve different functions, they all serve different biomes, and different animals they get confiscated. So what we're doing now is trying to combine these rescue centres so they share information. There is no use in us rescuing an animal up to Hanoi that is native to Phung Nha when all we've got to do is take it from Phung Nha to Hanoi, rehabilitate it, then drive it back to Phung Nha to release it. My goal for Vietnam would be for the staff here to one day be able to train the staff in the other rescue centres. But while I'm required to share information, I'll be here for as long as I'm needed.
Làm cùng với anh Harry là anh rất nhiệt tình, chỉ bảo mọi cái nó cũng rất là chu đáo và được học hỏi từ anh cũng rất nhiều là kiến thức về động vật, về mình có thể là đặc tính và của từng loài và cái cách chăm sóc và cho ăn.
Hey, man. Are you worried if I keep bringing scary people near? I am not really your traditional animal lover. I respect them mutually and in the same way I respect humans. So everything's kind of on the level playing field for me. There you go, my man. Because he's going to shovel so many of these. How do you feel about kibble? Kibble all right to you? It's not the whole bag. Maybe just the one piece. Everything should be left in its own space. I mean, the foundation of all human ethics was do to others as you'd have done to yourself. And I think we'd learn a lot and the world would be a much better place if we extended that to the animal world as well.
With the contributions of Harry Browning and many other members over the years, the Hanoi Wildlife Rescue Center has become a beacon in terms of Vietnam's protection of wild animals, caring for nearly 600 wild animals, including many rare species listed in the Vietnam Red Book. It is of great significance in the overall strategy of preventing the extinction of Vietnam's endangered animals. Each year, the center cares for animals recovered from between 80 to 100 illegal trafficking crimes. In the first 9 months of 2024 alone, the center transferred 11 animals to Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng National Park. In total, it released 3 batches of 256 animals to national parks and nature reserves across the country. Harry Browning's dedication contributed to HWRC's success during its nearly 3 decades of operation.
Vietnam still has a chance to correct its course it's on, whereas the UK lost that chance by making those animals extinct while we were making mistakes. If you look at this centre, we're now taking species that we would never have seen before. We're taking small songbirds. Recently, we were doing job interviews. And in those job interviews, I'm talking to people who interview between 20 and 26. And you can tell that the attitudes are massively changed. They are learning about it, and they are reaching a level that you don't find in most countries.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of When in Vietnam. Through the stories of people who care deeply for animals, from pets in the city to wildlife in need, we see how everyday actions can slowly make a difference by choosing to stay, to give back, and to care for the lives around them. They remind us that love for a place can take many forms. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you the next time on When in Vietnam.